All right, last lesson of the chapter. All right, so we are doing systems of linear inequalities. Right now, we solve these by graphing. That's how we solve systems of linear inequalities. So, 8th graders, let's get right to it. Maybe, there we go. So this takes the skills from 6.5, where we were graphing linear inequalities, and then what we're going to do is find where they both shade. And so basically, because we're creating two or more intersecting lines, when we have two intersecting lines, we're finding which of the four spaces they both overlap. So we start by graphing. I know that both of these are going to be dashed lines. I need to remember that. When you're doing this in Math Excel, you just have to choose the dashed for your line. That just may be something that as you look at the equation you're getting ready to graph, you automatically create that for yourself. All right, so this first one, I know that M is 2 and B is -3. So I'm going to start at -3. And I'm going to go up 2 and over 1. And like I've said before, I tend to do this all the way across. It just makes it easier for me to see that shading. So when we start to do the shading, where my shading will end up. And I need to make it a dashed line. And so here we are creating our dashes. Okay, so our open line. That's the first one. I'm also going to go ahead and figure out where am I going to shade that one. So I'm going to plug in, it doesn't go through 0, 0. I'm going to plug in the point 0, 0. So is 0 less than 2 times 0 minus 3? So is 0 less than -3? The answer is no. So what that means is I'm not going to shade towards 0, 0. This one is shading away. Now, I am not actually going to shade. The reason I'm not shading is because I'm going to save that until I get to when I have both lines. And so I draw arrows so I know which side of the line I'm shading on. All right, so now this next one, like I said before, when I am given standard form, I like to just use, I normally like to just use my x and y intercept. You can easily do that. For the sake of knowing where my lines and making sure my slope is correct, this is an easy one to solve for y. So I know that this is y is greater than -2x plus 2. Why is it a -2? Because I'm subtracting 2x from both sides, which makes it a -2. So for my new one, or for my second line, I am m equals -2, b equals 2. So I'm going to go where b is 2, and we're going to go down to right 1, down to right 1, down to right 1. Yeah. My arrow had kind of gotten in the way there, and I was afraid that I had messed that one up. And I'm going to go up 2 and left 1 so that I get those dots in. And again, it's a dashed line, so I am, to the best of my ability, dashing this up because unlike Math Excel, I don't have the luxury of a straight line just being drawn in for me. All right, so now for that one, I'm going to go back to the 2x plus y. So is 0 plus 0 greater than 2? So is 0 greater than 2? The answer to that is no. So here's 0, 0. It is not. So I've got to go away from the side that has 0, 0. So we're going to shade on this side. And then from here, once I have my arrows, I know, okay, what is of the four sides, where are there two sets of arrows? So over here, there are no arrows. So definitely not my answer. Here I have one set, but not two sets. Here I have one set, but not the second set. Whereas on this side here, I have both arrows pointing And so that means that on these side of the equations, the lines, I have all of my solutions. So again, I just draw the arrows to know which direction, and then I take what I know about those arrows and I shade in on the one side of the line that, or out of the 4 options, the side that is my answer. All right, so let's go to example 2. What is the system of inequalities represented by the graph? Now, it's hard to see on yours, but because they have multiple colors going, this is the area that is shaded, the yellow and the blue, so it's kind of a greenish area. So just so you know, that's what we're working with. Again, we're writing equations. So like here, I know that for the blue line, my B is -1, and I need to find my M. This is a very good spot right here. Up 1 over 1, M is +1. So I know I have a Y with a 1x minus 1. I know that I shaded above that line, so this should be greater than or equal to. I know it's equal to because it's solid. If you're like, Mrs. Cartwright, I still don't know how you got greater than. Okay, well, here's 0, 0. So if I plug in 0 and 0 minus 1, so I have 0 and -1. I need to make it a true statement. 0 is greater than -1. And so that's how I know I need a greater than. I know the equal to, again, because of the solid line. All right, and then I do the same thing for my red. I know it's a dash, so I know it's just going to be either greater than or less than. I know that my B value for this one is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So B is 5. And M, here's a good place where we're crossing. We're down 1 and over 2, so is a -1/2. And so I know right now that I have at least Y is a -1/2 x plus 5. And then again, I could use 0, 0. 0, 0 should be a solution. So I want 0, the 1/2 x, so 1/2 times 0 is 0. So 0 compared to the 5, it's going to be less than. So I need Y is less than -1/2 x plus 5. I know it's just less than with no equal to because it is a dashed line. And that is my system. Those are our 2 answers. I just treat each inequality as its own, and then you put them together, it becomes a system. All right, last equation. We're going to try to fit it in. You are planning what to do after school. You can spend at most 6 hours. There's my pen. You can spend at most 6 hours playing basketball and doing homework. You want to spend less than 2 hours playing basketball and at least 1.5 hours doing homework. What is a graph showing the time, how you can spend your time after school? So I can say that X is b-ball and Y is homework. And I say that just so that I know as I keep writing things what needs to be what. I know that X plus Y is at most, so it has to be less than or equal to 6. I know that I want to spend on basketball less than 2 hours, and I know that for my homework, I want to spend greater than or equal to 1.5 hours. So I'm going to count these by ones, but I'm going to write out every 2. 2, 4, 6, 8. Okay, so we're counting by ones. I labeled the 2s. I'm going to start with the easy ones. X is less than 2. So I'm going to go where X is 2, and we're going to draw less than, or yeah, no equal to. So dashed line, and we know that we are less than that one, so that is this direction. Maybe if that stops showing up, we know that that is the following direction. Guys, this is annoying when it keeps doing that. I'm really not pushing that hard on it. All right, so I know it's that direction. Now I'm going to graph my other easy one. That's y is greater than or equal to 1.5. So here's 1, here's 0.5. Greater than or equal to means it's a solid line. So there's my solid line. Greater than means above. So I'm not going to draw too many this way because I already know my arrows are coming this way. So I know that I'm shading somewhere in here. Now, x plus y is greater than or equal to 6. I'm going to make this y is less than or equal to negative x plus 6. So I'm going to start at 6, and I'm going to go down 1 over 1, and then I can draw my solid because it's at least, so solid line here. And I want to be less than. So 0 plus 0 is 0, is less than or equal to 6. The answer to that is true. And so I know I'm going this direction. The one place all of those are the same, are in the same area, is here. And so our answer lies in any set of points, x or y, that are in this shaded region right here. So the hardest part maybe is writing your system. After that, it's just graphing and finding where the shaded regions lie in the same area. So that is what I got for you today. Until next time, 8th graders, keep being you.